Huzzah, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary folks. We are all fans of Big Brother here, and we're going to be talking about it a little bit. Woo! That's right. Let's get hype. The sword fell. My name's Patrick. I am a regular on this podcast, or will be. This is kind of the first thing we've ever done. What's your name, bud?
My name's Aqua Supreme. He didn't say it. This is called the Jury House Podcast.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
We made that decision.
Yeah. Welcome to the Jury House Podcast. And we also have two of our very good friends here. One of them, my fiance, Miss Deja. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello.
And our good friend Elisa.
Hello.
The four of us, along with a few others, we like to get together every week and watch Big Brother, and we also like talking about it. So this is just us kind of going over our thoughts, and also, you know, maybe offering a little bit of a alternative to the RHAP, to the Ories, to the Kayla Froes, to the Big Brother boys of the world. You are watching the Jury House Podcast, where we talk about Big Brother. I'm Patrick. This is Aqua, Deja, and Elisa. And let's just go ahead and start off by talking about how we all got into Big Brother, what we like about it. Let's start over there with Elisa. Why don't you go first?
So I started, my best friend, Abigail Stover, wanted me to watch it with her one summer, and so I tuned into season 25 live, and then I was watching that all the way through, and then started season 10, just because it was the only one available on Netflix at the time.
They know. Yeah.
And because of that, of course, my favorite season is 10. My favorite player, Dan Kiesling.
Mr. Dan.
Yep.
Yeah, some solid choices. Top tier season, top tier player. Yeah, I also 25 was also my first season watching live. Yeah. Deja.
Hello. Well, I got into Big Brother because mostly Patrick, also Lisa, started watching last summer. My favorite is Rachel Reilly, of course, season 13, flair for the dramatic. So I'm being extra treated this year because she made a return. And yeah, love her down.
Yeah, I think watching season 12 with you was a good treat. I think you had a lot going for you that season. You really loved Rachel. You really loved Brittany. Rachel and Brendan together.
Yeah, showman.
Mr. Rachel Reilly.
Yeah, Mr. Rachel Reilly. Dude, all the time, Deja will just talk about how much she loves Brendan just for being so down with his woman.
For real.
He supports her rights and her wrongs.
As he should, right. I got into Big Brother kind of on accident. I first got into a show called The Circle on Netflix, and it's so over the top that I thought it was a satire show. And then by the time I realized it wasn't, I was already kind of into it. There's like a little semblance of strategy to it that was kind of intriguing to me. And I wanted to hear people talk about it. And so I get online and I find Rob has a podcast. And I'm listening to them talk about The Circle, and Taryn is one of the people talking about it. And he said something that really spoke to me. And he said, if you're watching The Circle and you wish it was just actually strategic and it actually had good substance to it, you should be watching Big Brother. So I got Paramount Plus, I sat my white ass down and I listened. And been a big fan ever since. I tried watching the first season, got on Reddit, asked, how the fuck do you guys like this? This is ass. And everyone said, start with season 2. So I started with season 2, and because of that, also one of my favorite seasons. Big Dr. Will fan over here. And that's kind of just been the start for me, and I've seen every season since then. I watch the live feeds. I would consider myself a super fan of the show. And what about you, Aqua?
Patrick invited us all over to his house to watch Big Brother last year, and I started watching. I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. I wish it was more like a sport. But yeah, and then I watched, same thing. He told me I watched 24. I liked that. And this is while 26 was going on. I started rewatching all these seasons, and I'm a big Chicken George fan. That's who I model my game after, and that's who I think that he's disrespect. He's not put up on the same tier because he just didn't pull off a win. But listen, 5th place is basically as good as a win if you ask him. So.
I think something also kind of interesting that we have going on here is we have 3 of our best Big Brother players. We've actually played 2 games kind of just as a friend group. I've always hosted. I'm Mr. Julie Chen. But yeah, Aqua here won our very first season. Dej, runner-up, was in the final 2 with him. And Elisa was like the front runner to win our second game that we played. Got taken out at final 3.
Stolen.
And
That's
yeah,
Travesty.
we were all pretty bummed about it because we were all really pulling for Elisa.
Yeah, I booed.
And thank you.
Yeah, that's. And then this guy Jace that we met. Just kidding. He's our good friend now, but it was his
After
first
time
time.
we were like, okay, hi.
Yeah, and he just
Guy.
won. And instead of Elisa, it was Anyways, it's one of those. It's like a Danielle. Yeah. Yeah.
Daniel
Yeah.
robbed, Vanessa robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
It's just I think it's just the arc for women getting taken out final 3, getting robbed of the win. What do you guys like about Big Brother? What makes you interested in it?
I would say the social gameplay of it, how it mixes in with like strategy. You have to be like so adaptable in the way and be able to. Yeah, like the competitions, I don't really care for. Some episodes I skip over fast forward the competitions because I'm all about who are they going to put on the block, what's their dynamics, especially like the season with everything going on. You know, there's like it's known throughout every Big Brother episode is like. Wednesday comes up, it's Waffle Wednesday, you don't know what's going to go on, but this season there's like boom, 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 like all over the place.
Yeah, it's like the whole week is a waffle week. What about you, Deja? What do you have to say to her skipping through competitions?
I get a lot of hate because I like watching competitions. I'm a fan. I like seeing them struggle and squirm and debate and really
Get slimed.
power through. Yeah, get slimed, get hurt, be exhausted. I love seeing it. I feel like it adds to the dramaticism. Yeah, I don't know. I like how emotional the whole show is. I love having to think outside the box, having to think of 3 steps ahead of how you're going to manipulate someone or get on their good side. But it's just intense and it's ever changing, and I like that. I like the drama.
Yeah, I really like seeing people embrace being evil. And it really, because, I don't know, it's that thing that you have to suppress in your everyday life, but putting yourself in an environment where this is celebrated and acceptable is something really unique. It reminds me of people who are like really into serial killers and like really macabre shit, where it's like, you know, it's not chill to be like that, but it's just kind of interested in it. You have like this morbid curiosity, and I think how I feel about Big Brother reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah, I also am a big fan of the evilness. That's my primary. I just like competitions. I'm a big soccer fan, and this is actually very similar to soccer in a lot of ways, as like compared to a lot of other competition stuff. In that, like, a lot of moves are not inherently good or bad. It's like kind of the context under which they happen and what the end result of them is. And like sometimes moves are inconsequential. You know, if it happens, you know, in soccer in the middle of the field or whatever. Yeah, so I really like that. I also think it's just cool that there's this like other skill set. Like in sports, it's always physical. There's this social skill set, and like trying to turn that into a game. I just think it's cool because it's like, you know, we've played Mafia before, and like obviously that's fun because you're trying to like trick everyone and stuff. But it's not like, I don't know. It's when you take away the roles, and it's like some people are the bad guys and some people are the good guys, and instead it's just like try to win. I don't know. It's just, it brings out a lot of things that people haven't done before, where it's like how you have to talk to someone. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, people are always trying new shit, and it's not like in Mafia where there's 2 different games going on where you are either the town or you're the Mafia, and you have different objectives. Everyone has the same objective, which is just winning. It's just getting further in the game. And whether you do that by being very proactive and setting up the house the way that it benefits you, or whether you do it a little more taking a back seat so that you're managing your threat level, there's just no wrong way to do it. And yeah, like you said, the only difference between like a good move and a bad move is whether it works, which is something that's not true in a lot of other sports and competitive games.
Yeah, and like with what we'll talk about today specifically, like you can't say for sure that Vince fucked up, but like I'm pretty goddamn sure he did, and like I'm pretty sure that multiple decisions he's made along the way, but you can't say for sure. I mean, Adrian going out he's still in the house, so what's really good or bad about? I don't know. Keanu's still in the house and Adrian isn't, so who's played a better game? Fucking.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about Vince and how I think he's doing.
Fucking dumbass.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the season so far? How this one's going? 27.
It's like, have you seen that meme that's like, we are so back. Oh no, it's so over. It's so over. It's like that never-ending circle of that, and I feel like it's hard because the feeds have been good. I feel like the feeds have been really good, and I feel like that's it, depending on how you like to watch Big Brother. If you're like a live feeder or casual, that plays a big part into like whether you think it's been good or not.
For sure, it affects a lot of your perception of different players, like Reilly, Keanu, sure. Yeah, definitely. There's two different things going on almost, whether you pay attention to the edited episodes or whether you pay attention to the live feeds. Sometimes you can get two completely different stories. Who are some players that you guys are interested in this season?
That's a really hard thing to say for me, I feel like, because it's like a weird thing of like, I don't like any of them enough, but now I'm like on their now I'm like Team Rachel, like fully, like I want her to win just because she's made it this far, and the cast that they've given her to work with, I'm just like, you know what, I want to see her pull out a win.
Yeah, 100%. I think she deserves a win if she makes it. If she makes it to 5, I think she's solid. I think she has it, and I would love to see her pull it out once again. I think if anyone can do it, she can do it. She has adjusted her game so much, I feel, from her first 2 seasons where she was just constantly fighting and on the block all the time. She's worked so much on her social game too, and her relationships, which she did not do too well before. It was pretty much her and Brendan against the whole house.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see her pull something out. I'd maybe not popular opinion, love to see Keanu there with her. I was a hater at first, but I'm a fan of the underdog, and I feel like he's really pulled himself out of the rut, and I feel like that means something.
So you do want to see Keanu kind of with Reilly or with Rachel toward the end?
As far as he can get, but if it comes in between her winning, he has to go.
I don't think Keanu's ever going to come between Rachel winning. I think he can sit final 2, and Rachel will probably win unanimously.
Yeah, I could see her cutting him, taking him final 4, final 3 even, cutting him right when she needs to, and she would time it perfectly.
Yeah.
Should we just go into player analysis?
Yeah, we can do that. I was thinking we could maybe just go through like the week's events so far and kind of just talk about the players as we do that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, as the HOH this week, we're in week 7. The HOH is Vince for this week. I'm a big fan of Vince. Something that I always do. It's hard for me not to do, but when I watch a new season of Big Brother, I find someone who I think is kind of my stand-in. Like this season, it is like Vince and Ava. I think I would be kind of cast under that same archetype. Last season, it was Quinn and Joseph. Before that, it was like Corey and Izzy. And so I usually just latch onto a player that I identify with, and I think about the game through their lens and how I would act if I were in their position. And Vince is kind of just that person for me this season. So I was really hyped that he won HOH. Actually, to be honest, I don't think it was his best outcome. His best outcome was anyone other than Kat or Ashley or Will winning HOH. But the way everything came down, it was either he won it or Kat won it, which is worst case scenario. So I think he went with the lesser of 2 evil options there. I'm just glad he's safe for the week. Do we think that he is doing a good job?
So, okay, well, let me go over my player analysis of this guy. All right, so firstly, if you look up like play styles in the Big Brother house, there's 2 different stylings of it. It's your social style and your competitive style, obviously, and you can go and look this up if you want to. My analysis on this guy is, as far as a social guy style, he plays the snake, where he's not really anyone's friend. He's trying to do that at least, but he's playing the middle with everyone, and he's trying to play the snake. My analysis on him is that he has the makings of a good player. Not necessarily a great one, but he definitely is one of the better players this season. He's obviously watched Dan, but his game isn't the same as Dan's. His game is just being a little guy. Just, for example, he'd be like he goes and pisses off one of the super big guys, and it's just like, I'm just a little guy, and it's my birthday. Punch a little guy in his birthday? Anyways, this is the deal. He's like Dan, but he doesn't have the swag that Dan has. That's just basically the difference of him. He just cries a lot instead of being badass and people respecting him for that. I think that him staying against Zach it shows that he's a really good player and he was able to maneuver into that. I think that him getting the veto used on him, those for me, I think the most impressive thing is being on the block and figuring yourself out of that. Or staying on the block and not going home like he did against Zach. But this week, he has fucking lost the goddamn plot. I am fucking through with his ass. I agree. He probably was my favorite in the house. And I fucking hate him now. I am so pro Rachel. If anything else other than Rachel getting a unanimous win against Keanu when the final two happens, I am never watching this game again. I cannot fucking believe his dumb ass. Like, it is so embarrassing to multiple times say, I know I'm going to be the dumbest player in history if I don't put her up, and then do it anyways. I want him to go out in the double, but I want Rachel to win HOH and put him up, and then he goes out against fucking Ava. I don't care. He does not deserve to play the game. He is a fan, and then he forgot the one rule that you learn from being a fan, which is don't fucking be scared. Don't put up your own teammates, which you've done both of your HOHs. He's like Quinn, but worse, because Quinn had no chance of being a winner. You know, I wish that he played better. That's it. Vince totally could have done it, and he just fucks it up time after time after time. And Rachel, yeah, she's playing good. Not that good. He just sucks ass. Listen, we were talking about this. This game's all about self-awareness and knowing who you are, knowing how other people perceive you, and that is like the most important thing. And that's what Rachel is doing right now. She just knows who she is. She's not going around and being the comp beast like she was last time and pissing everyone else off, because she can't do that. Vince does not know who the fuck he is. He just gets scared. He is so worried about what other people think about him. He should not be on TV. Why would you go on TV if you're that self-conscious about yourself? That's my opinion. He has ruined this season for me.
Did the cat Renom do it to you?
Yeah. It's just that it's absolute, just not worrying about what's really good for your game. Just not wanting people who already put you up to be mad at you. They already put you up 2 times in a row. How much more mad at you are they going to get? It's like, you're playing a game. Stop, I don't know. It's insane. He deserves to get manipulated by everyone and then go out. He deserves, because that's it. He's not a good player. He deserves to go out pre-jury. That's it.
I think some of his train of thought with that, though, too, is that at least with that side of the house, they're straightforward with him with the way that they feel and all these things. Keanu, Kelly, loose cannon. He doesn't know what he's going to get out of them. They'll go off and do whatever they want, so
I completely disagree. He's turned his back on them. They have never, ever once gone against him. The only thing that happened is Kelly said, I would protect Keanu over you because Keanu hasn't put me up or gone against me in the vote 3 times. Mm-hmm. They are still, right now, well, with the diagram, they are still locked into him because they don't have anywhere else to go. Keanu today, after this, is yelling at him because he can't walk away because he doesn't have any fucking where else to go. He has just squandered this by trying to be part of the cool club instead of, play the game with people who actually like you. Anyways.
Keanu did say, I will never abandon you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
I do think that, so going to Vince's nominees, he puts up Kelly, Ava, and Mickey. I don't think this is bad, to be honest. I think, so what Vince ideally should have done is not win HOH, because he was in a really good spot where he had the judges on one side of the house that he is pretty good with. I definitely agree that he's at the bottom of that alliance, but I definitely think they would all take shots at the other side of the house before going after Vince. And he was good with the other side of the house, too. So if he wins HOH, which he did, to not piss off either side of the house, I think targeting Mickey, if that's what you want to do to keep your position in the middle of the house good, I think Mickey is the right target to go after. And I think putting up people from that side of the house is the way to go about getting Mickey out. it comes into a problem when Mickey wins the veto, in my opinion. I mean, it sounds like you just did not like his nominations from the get-go.
Okay, so we have to consider the
diagrams.
diagrams.
Done like nom, renom, veto, everything.
We must consider the diagrams now. Okay, so
What
this
do you
is
want?
diagram number
Yeah,
one.
consider the following.
Okay, this is diagram number one. This is how the week started off before he had made his renom. Okay, he was sitting right here on this side of the house, and you'll see the sides of the house once I go like this. Okay, he's sitting on this side of the house, kind of the center of it. Everyone is connected to him. He's with Keanu, he's with Morgan, looking good. And then he decides to put up two people from this side. Mickey's not even on that side. They don't like her, so putting her up is whatever. But then putting Kelly up in the first place, this is your side of the house. You are not on this side of the house. It makes no sense to do that. Then when he puts up Kat, this all shifts because also Keanu lost his relationship with Rachel, and it shifts into looking like this now. Now Lauren is the middle of that side of the house. Vince is not in charge of that side of the house anymore. He has lost all of them, probably including Keanu and Lauren, but they're still with him. So now he's connected to these three right here. Lauren is on that side of the house. He's playing the middle between one side that wants him out more than anyone else in the house and a bunch of people who don't like him now because he just scorned them. And he did that in order to, well, here we go. So these are the two sides of the house. There's the floaters over here, and there's the girls and Will over here. And now there's this new middle, which isn't a real middle. It's actually a pretend middle that's just the bottom of the girls and Will side of the house.
Yeah.
He made such a dumb decision by pissing off the people who liked him for people who, like, he is their number one target. It's insane. It doesn't, like, even if he doesn't want to put it, that's fine. Put up Will. Put up Ashley. You have 5 options and you go for 2 people on your side of the house. Dumbass. I'm livid at him.
Lauren has nowhere to go, though. Is the thing. Lauren she's stuck with Vince. She has no relationships. Like, I guess kind of Kelly's on the block. She's likely going home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kat is kind of mad at her for like taking Vince off and getting Reilly renommed and everything, and then Keanu also is a little bit stuck with Vince as well, and you know, he doesn't have those strong relationships. His other relationships are with Rachel, and then after what happened last night and like what's been going on today, Rachel wants Keanu out, so that's going to be a bigger target for her than Vince is going forward.
I agree. I think the only way Vince ever fully loses Lauren or Keanu is by putting them up. I think Vince could do anything he wants aside from that. He will always have Lauren and Keanu.
Yeah.
I think that you're right, he's on that side of the house. I think that they will work with him. I don't think they trust him. And that's the thing that's different. And that's, like, I think what's important for his game specifically is that people like him, and when you cry, they care. If you lose that because they don't trust you anymore, like, they have to work with you because they don't have anyone else, like that, that Lauren's going to take Keanu to final 2, you know? And also, with the Keanu-Rachel thing, I want to say, by the way, Rachel, this is all a game, like a ploy by Rachel. She has to take Keanu to the end. She will win against a couple of other people, but she wins unanimously against Keanu. She is not targeting him. This is just because of this. She has to punish him because he's such a dumbass, and she's trying to teach him how to play the game, and he's ruining her game. She is not actually going after him. That is her winning final 2 right there.
You don't think that she would win against Ashley?
I do think she would. Well, no, because this is what I think. Right now there's not a whole lot of anti-vet sentiment in the house, right? Mm-hmm. If get people sitting in the jury house, all that type of stuff. You get her sitting next to Ashley, people are going to say, we're not going to let her win. We're going to do 14. You get her sitting next to someone that nobody even likes in the first place, Kelly or Keanu, she wins, and unanimously. Like that's. I think she knows that she needs Keanu in final 2.
I see her winning against Ashley.
I see her winning.
Too.
I mean, I think it does. We don't know exactly who is on the jury yet, which I think does make a difference. But I think I agree where I feel like Rachel probably wins against pretty much everybody. I can't see someone voting for like Will over Rachel, even though people really like Will. I think it's pretty easy to look at him and say, you didn't do a whole lot. Rachel commanded pretty much the entire game, and even if you like her less on a personal level, I think, especially if you have someone in the jury like Vince, and I think Vince is the type of player who is going to be in the jury saying, like, listen, even if I didn't like her, if I didn't like work with her, like, we're not going to give it to like Will or Ava over Rachel. I see Rachel winning against basically everybody.
But he's not going to be in the jury house because he's going to leave in the double.
No, I think we can get into this if we want to, but I think Vince is good for the coming at least 1 week.
Kelly also said if Vince makes it further down, if she makes it into the jury, she's not giving him a vote. She's so mad at him.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
She's easily influenced, though, I feel, so I could see her changing her mind.
Like, after this week, Rachel's final two could legitimately switch to Vince because of the fact that none of these people are giving him a vote.
Yeah.
Final two, and he might have just pissed off everyone on that side. She could win unanimously against him if he keeps on being a fucker like that.
I think Vince and Rachel final two would be like the second coming of Allison in June.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which I would be so into. I think those are the only two people I actively want to win the season are Rachel and Vince.
Yeah, I mean...
Rachel or Ashley for me.
I'm Rachel, Ashley, Ava, honestly. Ava's on my draft. I read her aura from the get-go. Doubted me. I knew what I was doing. Even though she's kind of like, I'm kind of like, my client, she's fallen off my client list just a little bit.
Yeah, I did not expect to like Ava at all really going into the season. Watching all of her preseason stuff, she's talking about auras, and I'm like, what I feel like you're saying to me right now is you make up your mind what you think about someone in like the first 5 seconds, and then you never change your mind about that person, which I think is really bad in a game like Big Brother. But it turns out she has been doing very well socially. I think her HOH was the first one where someone wasn't playing like they were actively scared of everyone in the house. Mm-hmm. And she has really grown on me. She's easily in my top 5 of the cast.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think, I don't know that she has what it takes to like be like a really good player. I do think that if she like tried or cared a little bit more about playing the game, she could. She's in a great position right now though, so I don't know, but definitely like she's not trying as hard as she could, but whatever, she's not in danger, so no fault to her.
She's gonna get those sleeping hours in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she spends 90% of her time horizontal, still beats Morgan in the ball comp.
And also like when she's not sleeping, she's just hanging out. She's like not talking game. Like every so often you'll catch her talking game. Most of the time which like, look, it's working for her, so I'm not criticizing her. I am just saying I think she could be better. Maybe later on she'll lock in and be better than she is.
She might be like a sleeper and she's just gonna wake up as soon as jury hits and just
go
which
for it.
Honestly, great way to play the game.
I think so too.
I think that also, even though it's been dramatic and annoying, she's played the right, like, I'm playing the game moves when she makes those, like, big, like, her crying at the end of Riley or whatever, and really sealed her in with, like, a Lauren-Kat kind of relationship.
Definitely.
But she's always had that Will connection right there, and they're just hanging out and they're chatting, and they talk game a lot, and Ashley, like, pops in there with them, too, often. So I think she, even though it is dramatic and, like, sometimes I'm like, that was a little bit too much, for me to watch, I think it's helped her out to be, like, big moment, but then like lay back like most of the other time and let everybody else like handle their chaos.
Yeah, and she has that aura to her where she can make like a big move, putting up Vince and Zach and Morgan, or no, that was, she didn't do that.
Keanu.
And Keanu. And
then walk away.
Yeah, and fade into the background in the following weeks. And that's not something like, if Keanu did that, no way he can slink back and be at the bottom of everyone's mind after doing some shit like that during his HOH. So it is definitely a certain skill set that Ava has that, I mean, I think it's a big reason as to why I like her. It's a small thing that paints the bigger picture of, I think, what does make her a good player. Even if it's not super proactive, she's insulating herself well, everyone likes her socially, and she made a good move when she had power. There's nothing for me to really complain about.
This is okay, so yeah, talking about her HOH week, I agree she wasn't playing scared, which is good. I think that like this is my example of where it's like she's not really trying hard to play the game, where she wins HOH and says no one-on-ones with anyone, and then brings all of her allies into her room and does not let anyone else come in for the whole week. Like, apparently it didn't ruin her game as much as it should have. But if she was trying to play the game, you don't do those types of things. But obviously it wasn't that big of a deal. Yeah, obviously it wasn't that big of a deal, but I think that she would be, even in a better position than she is now. Now, the other thing, and this is actually, I think, a big thing. I think that pointing out her relationship with Catherine, I think that's, or not Catherine, Lauren. Like, I think that's a big thing for her. She's not, like, playing the middle, but she's chilling with some people over there.
The one thing where I think she fucked up badly was her week. She didn't put up Kelly, and she went up to Kelly and told her she wasn't putting her up and everything, and Kelly was like, oh, okay, awesome. And then just did not talk to her the rest of the week. And Kelly was actively like trying to talk. She's like, oh, she's trying to make inroads with me. Ava was not interested in that. So by the end of the week, Kelly was like, well, fucking, okay, I'm actually kind of mad at Ava. She didn't like try to save me. This was about she wanted to put other people up, and I just got lucky it wasn't me. And just completely missed out on that relationship, which... yeah, it's just, again, if you're really playing the game, you're not going to just do shit like that. It's worked out for her, so whatever, but she could be doing even better.
Yeah, well, I think that's just how she's not a super proactive player. It's just kind of not her style, what she's going for. I agree she could have done more, but if doing as little as she did is probably what allowed her to fade back into the background the way that she did as well.
I agree. I feel like saying she coulda, woulda, shoulda is like a thing of its own, because the thing is, you don't have to play the game the exact same way everyone thinks you're supposed to play it.
Right.
And exactly what she's done so far is exactly what's worked for her and why she's still there, and no one's really gunning after her. Even though she's on the block, she's not really the main target, I feel. So
yeah,
like she's not
still,
going home.
You know, it still worked out for her taking a chill, and I'm hoping she like taps in a bit more when Jory comes, but I feel, playing the first half of the game chill and calm, and that's what I would do, I feel. Not stepping on too many toes and kind of picking a side, but still being chill with the other side. That means something.
I feel like an important part to mention with her not getting a lot of heat after her HOH is 3 straight HOHs on that side of the house, including the one directly after her, where Rachel made a way bigger move than Ava did. So, like, I mean, circumstantially, it wasn't the other side of the house was shooting back immediately, right? It wasn't like Vince or Keanu won HOH right then. Because, I also think this is another thing. She missed in taking out Zach. She wasn't caring at the end of that which of the 3 went home, and that was, in my view, a big mistake. Now, obviously, Vince has gotten himself into enough of a pickle at this point that it doesn't matter. But if she would have taken out Vince right now, from my diagrams from last time, with the 2 sides of the house, if they took out Vince, everyone on her side of the house had a relationship with one of the people over here, and it would restructure the house around her and Rachel and Ashley and Will in the center with everyone else surrounding them. But she took out Zach instead, which is kind of like taking out Ashley this week, where it's like, well, okay, I guess they're 1 number down, but they're not, like, the structure isn't completely broken. Like with what happened with Reilly, right? Like, that fucks up everything, Reilly going home, and anyways. He was the center of that side on that week.
Yeah, which is crazy, because we were talking about how he was not important, really, when we recorded last week, and then pretty much right after we said that, as soon as he got renommed, it really shifted the perception of everything. It was like, actually, wow, he was kind of a glue, in a sense.
Well, so Taryn had been talking about how like good his positioning was, and I didn't really see it, but the thing was, the Ava thing, I was like, why the fuck is Ava crying so much about this? I didn't see their relationship. He was good with her, like very, very good with her. And obviously, before Rachel put him up, she had been making inroads with them. And it was like everyone in the house was individually good with Reilly, and they didn't want to scare 2 people doing it. Rachel just made the ball. That's the thing, is anyone can go home no matter how good you're positioned. It takes 1 try, and if you're really that well positioned, you won't go home there. But anyways. Yeah, it was confusing because it didn't really feel like he had a lot of power. But the thing is that it was going to be hard for him to go home unless they try 1 time to make him go home and he goes home.
Yeah, they really sniped him while they have the shot. And I think that is something that Kelly could maybe be in danger with this week, even though she's not someone I think is anybody's primary target. It's someone that nobody really cares for that much, and if she's on the block on eviction night, even if I think Catherine probably would be the better option, but I could really see everyone going Kelly just because like she's been on the block like 5 times and we've never gotten her out. Now is the time we should actually just do it.
She really was like target week after week after week, and it kind of just like felt to the side. I was like, oh, okay, I can get her. Well, we can eventually. And still nobody's like, nobody in the house has made that deep of a connection with her.
Right.
Still, like she is. I think she's trying, and she's doing like she does like she made that birthday banner for Lauren the night before her birthday, and like she really wants to make a connection, but just
it's not.
I think because I think she's so chaotic. I think that she just like it like she's she goes and tattles like and tells people and like instigates and then cries because she's instigating and stuff like that. And that's why again I think for Vince, like that's not an ally he should really care about holding on to.
I think
she's disposable.
So I mean,
to the whole house.
I think she had a lot more value to Vince earlier in the season. Mm-hmm. I think that was one of Vince's biggest mistakes early on, was not prioritizing Kelly more. Mm-hmm. But I think the whole house has let her get into kind of a dangerous spot where, even though she's won, I think, more competitions than anybody, except maybe Keanu, she's not really being looked at as a primary target. She's always being looked at as a like, well, if our plan doesn't work, she can be like a good backup. But they're ignoring all of the times that she has taken herself off the block. And I think that if they let her go another couple more weeks, I think she suddenly becomes someone that you wouldn't be surprised seeing in like a Final Four situation.
Yeah. I think, like, if you consider a jury vote, the Will's side of the house has 6 people there. So they are considering what 3 of the other 5 they want to take with them into jury is their mindset here. And Kelly is someone who does not have a relationship with any of them on that side of the house in any way. I think Lauren is for sure going because of that relationship with Ava. I think Keanu, well, I think Rachel's going to drag Keanu there regardless. We'll say I want Vince to not go now. I think Kat would be the obvious one that they don't want in jury before now. But at this point, they might say Vince because, I don't know. They might take Vince because everyone hates him. I don't know. Yeah, I would say, like, Kelly, it makes sense that everyone over here hates her and wants her out really bad and, like, kind of should target her at this point. But for this side of the house, she's incredibly important because no one over there is giving any of them a vote. Mickey and Morgan, but they have 4 votes against them, which means they pretty much can't win in a jury vote if Kelly leaves or Kat. Honestly, I mean, they're just kind of fucked, to be honest with you. But, yeah, if Kelly or Kat leave this week, whoever is on the end of a final 2 on that side of the house is going to lose.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I want it to be unanimous now.
Yeah, I think Rachel winning at this point would be the most logical and the most satisfying conclusion to the season, the story of everything and how it's ended. I was saying this last time, I have kind of seen the storyline of the season mainly being like Vince and Rachel being like the 2 kind of power players on other sides of the house from each other, and Keanu being this piece that they're both fighting for, and Keanu is like sometimes with Rachel, sometimes with Vince. And to me, it kind of felt like whoever could really lock in with Keanu and really get him on their side is going to have the advantage. Although now it seems like Keanu is more locked in with Vince, and I would still say they're on the losing side of this battle.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with that.
Yeah, Keanu's going to make it to the end, not by his own volition at this point. It's kind of like with a Kelly thing. If she makes it in a jury and she's not going to vote for you, you might as well sit next to her because nobody's voting for her. Like, that's another one that I just don't think she's going to make it that far. But that's someone you'd love to sit next to.
Yeah, she's definitely someone I'm taking to the final 2 if I'm in the house.
Probably even more so than Keanu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've talked about Kelly. We've talked about Ava. Let's talk about the other initial nom for the week, Mickey. I know Max has his opinions on Mickey. Before he gets into that, do either of you have anything you want to say?
I think her biggest mistake was getting rid of Jimmy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was such a wild move.
Probably the worst game of the season, or worst move of the season so far. Getting rid of someone who was aligned with you and who would have stuck with you to the end, essentially, despite your differences, not giving him the opportunity to at least redeem himself and, I don't know, almost cement that guilt within him so that he almost feels like he has no choice to work with you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, I think she was doing great, but now she's definitely having to fight for her life. But I mean, if she can make it farther and keep on going and stay, like, I support that. I love a good underdog, I think, and I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes. I could see her going home within the next 2 weeks, though, so it's kind of a toss-up, I feel, for now.
She's in a precarious situation.
I think she's pretty disposable to, like, a lot of people in the house.
Yeah.
Like, so I just don't think that. Personally, I don't think that I want her out of the house because I don't want to watch her on feeds anymore. Like, she's done better over the last few days and stuff, but I don't really care to watch her on feeds.
Yeah, so you, Elisa, and you, Aqua, you both watch feeds a lot more than, like, Deja and I do. I'm more of a get on Reddit, like, once or twice an hour and check the feed updates.
Twitter.
Yeah, that's more of what I do, but you two, like, kind of watch the feeds, so I think there's some things that you guys know about people like Mickey. Like, I don't have a very strong opinion on Mickey, except that I agree. I think she has made probably some of the worst mistakes of any player this season. But yeah, like, the people talking about just how she's acting so ridiculously, I'm only seeing people talk about it, I'm not seeing her actually do it. And yeah, I was seeing people today saying, like, oh, it's like week 1, Mickey is back.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing a lot better socially the last couple days.
Yeah, well, so you cannot talk about Mickey without first talking about Morgan. Okay, so I got to do my analysis on Morgan firstly. Morgan is my least favorite person in the house. Okay, and here's the deal: you decided to go on TV. You're not a real person to me right now. I would never say these things to your face. I'm not pretending that I would, but you're a character on TV, so I'm not gonna say this. Morgan is like, I just think she's a bad person. She is so ridiculously full of herself that it stops her from being a good player. She, like Vince, has the makings of being a great player, refuses to actually be self-aware enough to take advantage of that, and instead has to be a mean girl and mean girl her way into bad positions, and like why she was on the block last week. What I've come up with a term for Morgan. My term for her is she's a big brother fascist. Okay, and this is because fascism is when colonialism turns inward. All right, and this is what Morgan does. Instead of, like you would in a game, going after the people who are against you, she, when her friends are HOH, tries to get them to put up her allies because has this mean girl streak in her, and she just needs to be better than her friends. She needs to be the alpha. She thinks it's like a sorority house where being mean gets you into a better position in the house. Okay, so that's Morgan. By the way, also I said this. Morgan making the move to move over to the other side of the house with Zach and Vince was a great decision because it went from one side of the house that had 6 people to the other side of the house that with them had 9. But then it backfired because of the 3 straight HOHs Rachel's side of the house got. Otherwise, she'd probably be in an incredible position right now, and she's doing pretty good still. But it's too bad. Like, she has the moves. Just didn't work out for her. Okay, now with Mickey. As Morgan is a big brother fascist.
I love how your first line for Mickey is, "Girl, what is you doing?"
Yeah. Mickey is a big brother liberal, okay? Because though she's not a fascist, when she's put under pressure, she will turn to fascism and put up her own teammates. Okay, this is my joke. I like politics. The thing is that what she's been doing is just getting so like. I don't know, like confident in the fact because she got an HOH one time and got Reilly really mad. She's like really confident in herself in the house. When the problem is she doesn't know how to play the game. You can look at so many of her actions. She's just copying Morgan all of the time. Morgan does something and then she was like, oh, that's something I can do. So, for example, Morgan's a mean girl, then Mickey goes around being a mean girl. Morgan starts showing her how to use M&Ms, and now Mickey will not stop using M&Ms every time she talks to anyone. There's like so many different things that you can see Morgan do something and then like 20 minutes later Mickey will do it. And by the way, Mickey's like 5 years older than her. It's weird. But anyways, that's my opinion on Mickey. She's just copying Morgan, and I personally am not a big fan of Morgan, so I don't enjoy any of what they're doing.
You don't want to give her any credit. It's painful to give someone you don't like credit.
But Morgan?
I mean, like in general.
Oh, well, I wouldn't give Mickey any credit.
Morgan
She took out. I will not give Morgan credit. If she can do good
feel
things,
like
then I
we
will.
have to give Morgan credit for convincing Mickey to put up her own ally instead of putting up someone that.
I don't think that was a good move for her either, though.
Getting Jimmy out?
It was a worse move for Mickey, I feel.
Well, it went on Mickey's head, but both of them would be in a better position if Jimmy was in the house right now instead of who else was up
I
against?
do think that's true.
Tell me if I'm mistaken, but I seem to remember Morgan was pushing for Mickey to put up Jimmy because the alternative was Vince.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good call, Morgan.
Is that what happened?
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And if I'm Morgan, Jimmy is more expendable to me than Vince is.
And Morgan's position now, like, you have to give her credit. Like, she went with the side of the house that she I mean, she doesn't like Lauren, and there's so many different reasons why that. Like, she still pitches.
Well,
Lauren
there's a
here.
couple different reasons.
And then, but she totally like fell on her knees to that side, like Rachel on that side of the house, and totally flipped around and flipped her game. She's not their target anymore. She's not on their radar really. She's at the bottom of it.
Yeah, she's gonna be 8th out.
She could. We don't know what could happen between now and then, though.
Right.
Especially with Vince going to that side. Vince and Morgan are really strong allies over there.
Yeah. I think that is both of their saving grace in being on that side of the house or associated with that side of the house is both of them are for sure on the bottom. They're not in that upper echelon with Rachel and Will and Ashley, even Ava, but they do have each other, and that is something. I think it was Morgan, going back to Morgan getting Mickey to put up Jimmy, it has traces of Jag getting Matt to put up Sari, which was horrible for Matt's game. Absolutely should not have done that. And that was easily the best thing Jag did that entire game. And Morgan pulling that off with Mickey, I'm not exactly on this like Morgan hate train.
He doesn't watch the feeds. That's it. That's all.
Maybe listen, if not watching the feeds allows me to like Morgan, I'm okay with that. I like Morgan. And I think that what she did jumping to the other side of the house with Vince and with Zach, and she kind of forced Mickey to come with her, which was great because Mickey was way more of her number than she was with Vince or with Zach. Even when like the melting pot formed, that was always more of Morgan's number than anyone else's, and I think she had set up a good position for herself there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what the situation is. I think that if you're trying to get Vince put up in week 3, there's like 14 other people that she could have picked other than her, who was probably actually one of her closest allies, probably closer than Vince was at that moment. Yeah, because right now, she has to go back to Rachel's side. She has to, because of the jury vote thing that I already said. She has a guaranteed 5 votes if she ends up there against anyone else from the other side. She can't go to be on the other side. If Jimmy was there, then she has 6 votes for her automatically. And that's, I mean, you get 1 vote against you in a jury vote. So, yeah, I don't think it was a good move. I don't remember exactly what the context was. I'm gonna give her shit anytime I can though. So I'm not claiming I'm not biased.
That's why the thing too where you said there's 14 other people in the house that you were thinking about and stuff. That's what's like interesting about Big Brother, because it is such a social like game, and you learn about people's mindsets and stuff. She's a very male-centered person, so there weren't 14 other people in the house. She's not getting along with Keanu. There's Zach and Vince to her in the house. That's it. And then whoever, like Mickey and those other like little things. So that wasn't realistic for her, just because that's her brain, her radar is at. No matter how you want to look at it, like game wise and like strategy wise, that's where that human like interaction plays into it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why she's a Big Brother fascist. She said, "This is my friend. He's getting closer with Rachel than he is with me. I'm mad and I have to get him out of the house." It's the same reason why she's so anti-Catherine, or not Catherine, Lauren now, just because she's still mad Zach liked her. And this is what's annoying, is it's like, you were so old to be acting like this, Morgan. Like, it's fine. It's just, she has the makings of being so good, and she just won't stop being a mean person and allow herself to be good. That's, I don't know. Anyways.
So much like Morgan also did this week, there was someone else who kind of flipped sides on the house, and that's Keanu. Keanu had a good thing going with Rachel last week, and now has been nonstop in Vinny's ear trying to get Rachel to be the renom. And it sounds like he is just pretty solidly locked in with Vince at this point. But I think Keanu is a pretty unstable, kind of a fair weather ally, where I think as soon as it makes sense for him, he'll probably go back to Rachel. But as of right now, he is putting in a lot of work to be very anti-Rachel and to get that side of the house to be very anti-Rachel.
This is the thing with Keanu. I think you're giving him too much credit. He's not a wishy-washy ally. He wanted to be friends with his bros. It doesn't matter that Vince fucks him over again and again and again. Sure. Rachel isn't one of his bros. He's always been, and that's the thing that's what I'm saying is like, if you just don't, he was always a rider. His thing with Rachel, this is the deal. And I think if he was a good player, he would realize, wait, I should obviously be working with Rachel. That's way better. He's not though. He's not. He just wants to hang out with his bros and work out. So because of that, he
Can you blame him?
like Rachel will give him good information and he will not believe it because, and this is I think one of her flaws. I would feel the same way. She does not have a face that's believable. She definitely comes off as someone who's trying to trick you. It's just how she is as a person, and I get why, like, she'll come up and tell him, oh, Vince is doing this, and add a little bit of flavor that benefits her, but that little bit of flavor is enough to make someone that you just naturally distrust. And so that's the thing. I don't think he was ever really sold on working with her. I think that he wants to work with his bros, but he's not going to say no to a relationship. But yeah, now, this whole situation last night was so stupid too, because, so yeah, Keanu's in pitching to Vinny that Rachel should go up. And then Rachel goes in the room, and Vinny, because he's too scared to do anything, decides to tell Rachel that Keanu is pitching to have Rachel put up. So then Rachel goes and is talking to Keanu, who's like, what the fuck is that? And then Keanu comes back around. So Vinny, in trying to make an inroad with Rachel, just proved that he's not loyal to this other guy, and now Keanu's mad at him, and now he doesn't trust Rachel even more than he did before, and he still didn't put her up. It doesn't, why? Just stop telling people stuff. Like, Keanu is a bad enough player that you gotta excuse him. But both Rachel and Vince, you're not helping yourself. You're good enough to know not to do that shit. What? It's crazy.
Ashley gave her a talking to.
Yeah, I know. Like, she's getting berated by people who don't know how to play the game. It's crazy.
By a lawyer.
Zach, Ashley's a lawyer? Oh my
God. Speaking of Ashley, she's someone that has risen for me a lot since the beginning of the season. I wasn't very high on her at the beginning, and she has been someone who I think has consistently had really good reads of the house. And although is not, I think she has a lot of blunders in her conversations with people. Like when Max brought this up last time, Aqua brought this up last time, when Mickey was HOH and Ashley was like encouraging of putting Jimmy up, and then as soon as Jimmy goes, Ashley is telling Mickey, oh, why did you do that? Was
guilting her.
Yeah. So I think she makes a lot of blunders in her conversations, but like she knows, she was telling Rachel that you should not be trusting Keanu. Vince, he's telling everything back to Vince, and those two are working together, and you are the target for them. She didn't end up getting put on the block, but I do think that Ashley sees a lot on the other side of the house, and is information that she's not being told, and she can just kind of see it, which I think is, if she could just make the right connections with people, because she doesn't really have any good, solid allies besides Rachel, I don't think. I don't know, maybe Will. But I think she has a lot of potential, and I see a lot of good stuff in her that I didn't at the beginning of the season.
She's been clocking also, like, she noticed, like, Keanu, how many times he's been called to the DR and how long he's been in there. Mm-hmm. And she's like, there's something going on with that, too. With like, who's he talking to? Like, who is he having those conversations? Is he being a deciding factor?
They're letting him watch the entirety of season 12. That's what... My thought on Ashley is that she's like Morgan, except for she does not have the ability to be a great Big Brother player. She does not. She does have good reads, I'll give you that, like Morgan does. Morgan goes into situations and then can't stop talking about herself and ruins the conversation and the relationship with other people. Ashley just does not know how to execute on anything. Like, she just gets into a moment and just has to be right, and then for something that doesn't make any sense, and like ruins a relationship with Mickey, where now Rachel does not, or Ashley does not have a guaranteed 5 votes in the jury vote, because she does not have Mickey's vote. Mickey does not like her. And neither does Ava. Ava also like hates Ashley. I think like she has gotten very, very, very lucky for being on a side of the house. In other seasons, you get put up if you're on a side of the house. She hasn't been in the middle, so she hasn't been picked on. And then 3 straight HOHs to Rachel's side of the house has kept her safe. But I think she is not. She won a veto. I don't think she get herself safe if she was on the block. And nobody, like, that's the thing, is even like Will is starting to get annoyed with her. She just does not know how to like be likable. Anyways, that's just also her coming into the house. Oh, I'm not going to tell anyone I'm a lawyer because it's going to put a target on my back. 3 days into the house. Oh yeah, let me tell you all about the law school I went to. She's just like Morgan. She can't handle not having people adore her. That's it.
You can go to law school and be a PR manager.
It's true.
Is that what she does?
That's what she says she does.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, that's what she says.
Like, not actually though. Like, she is.
No, she's a lawyer.
Right? Okay, yeah.
She tells them she does.
At least she told.
Okay.
she told Ava and Ashley and Will that she went to law school. I'm pretty, like, first 3 days. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But,
I
yeah,
think she does
I
a
don't
great
like
job
her.
making people like her because I like her.
And that's all that matters,
Yeah.
right?
That's all that matters. But I don't think she's as dislikable as everyone's claiming she is. I think she's in a pretty fine spot. She's like kind of doing the Ava thing. She doesn't have to. She's not doing too much because she doesn't have to do too much. You know, like she won when she needed to. She won when she was on the won the veto when she was on the block. She's insulated herself pretty well. Like what more else should she do? It's not. I feel like it's not like time to really like super tap in yet because that time will be kind of when we get to jury, in my opinion, or really close to jury to really start like do. So I feel like she's kind of doing a fine job of just doing just what the minimum that she needs to do, keeping the relationships. They might hate her or dislike her, but they hate other people and dislike them more, you know?
Right.
And I feel like that matters.
In order for her to get to final 2, she's gonna have to comp out though, because that's like everyone likes other people more than her though.
And work on her relationships, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's, so what I have to say about that, I think she's in sort of a similar position to Ava and to Will a little bit, where she's still here because she's well insulated, the right people have won HOH, she hasn't done a whole lot to actively make herself a target, but unless she really turns on in the game, if she somehow makes it to the final 2 with the same game that she's been playing, I can't really imagine her getting jury votes from many people,
Right,
because she just hasn't done that much.
Kind of like Ian.
Kind of, sure. Well, I mean, Ian still won that season just because everybody hated Dan.
Yeah.
But
But he didn't do too much though to earn the
Well,
one. I do feel like you're right. Like
yeah.
it was just like a Dan played all of us.
Well,
so.
I mean, Ian also, what Ian had going for him is he did comp out from like the final 7 onward. He was hella winning competitions, and if Ashley can pull something like that off, that's something that at least someone like Rachel really values. Rachel is someone who is going to vote for someone who has competition wins in the jury house.
Yeah.
And so if Ashley can turn that on, if she can comp out toward the end, I can see her getting some jury votes. But if it's just this same thing where she's getting taken there because she's not like the number 1 target, and it kind of just happens to make her way to the final 2, I just don't see her getting a jury vote against anybody except maybe like Catherine, because the entire other side doesn't like Catherine.
That's a good point. Maybe Vince at this point too. That's
even that I kind of doubt.
Yeah, I think like a thing that many people have said online is princess derogatory. I think like
I kind of agree.
She definitely reminds me of like some only children that I know who are like their parents' special girl, and that's like that. Yeah, she rubs me not the right way. I don't like, or I don't hate her as much as Morgan, but also I do, yeah. But also like some of her gameplay stuff is what has really pissed me off. She was my first vote pick. I already had that first eviction pick. But what was the other thing she did with Rachel's HOH? Oh, she was like trying to vote for Reilly. She was like trying to convince people that like that's where you should go. Why would you do something like this? You're in a good position on accident. Let it happen. Just do sit back and let other people do stuff. You don't need to get. I don't know. Anyway.
Her trying to change her vote still takes me out.
Yeah. Or that's another. Yeah, that's a good example.
Julie,
too. She flipped.
no.
Yeah, that's a great moment that's gonna be remembered and go down in history. No one's ever done that before, I don't think. A couple people have voted the wrong way, but I don't think she did that accidentally. I think she did it intentionally and then realized after the fact it was a mistake and tried to undo it.
Yeah, I think so.
Another player this week that I thought had a moment of brilliance, if the edit is faithful to what's actually happening in the house and on the live feeds, is Catherine. It apparently, like Keanu turning on Rachel, was apparently kind of Catherine's doing. And if that's the case, fucking bravo, because that is a baller move to pull off.
Yeah, she's kind of disappointed me all season. I definitely thought she was going to be a lot better coming into the house. She definitely, yeah. I didn't know she was like 23. I thought she was older than that. So that I think also threw off my vibes, because I think that's like kind of my feeling about both her and Lauren, is that they're both really young, and you can tell that they're younger than everyone else, and they know they're younger than everyone else, and they feel like they're dumb compared to everyone else. And they, like, when they have conversations, they feel like their ideas can't be put out there in the same way as...
Everyone thought Jimmy was in his 30s.
Yeah, I know. He's my age!
Yeah.
It's...
Who dropped Cat? Who dropped a cat?
I think Maddie drafted Cat.
Okay.
It's so wild to me how when I first started watching Big Brother, most of the people in the house were older than me, and it's to the point now where most of the people in the house are younger than me. And it is not a good feeling. It's not something that I like thinking about. I should not be older than Jimmy, but...
Yeah, people will be younger and older than you forever, so don't think too much about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put that.
Everyone in the house is 28 years old, born on my exact same birthday, and that's except for Will and Rachel. That's how
They're allowed to be older than me.
Yeah.
I think Lauren's allowed to be younger than me.
Yeah. Lauren and Catherine
She's
can.
so annoying, and I feel like we'll give her
Lauren
that
is?
leeway. In my opinion, she's annoying. She's like, she's Princess Derogatory to me, crybaby,
He doesn't think
annoying,
so 'cause he
almost as
thinks
bad
she's
as
hot.
Kelly.
I do think she's hot.
Yeah.
I just don't hear her talk enough to think
Bad
she's annoying.
taste.
Listen,
Bad
I think
taste.
Ashley's hot too, but I do think Ashley is more of the princess derogatory. I think Lauren is a lot more of the...
Lauren just hides it better, I think. And she also has, I don't know if you guys seen, she will cover her mic and whisper. Yeah. How are you not, like, getting a penalty nomination for doing that? Like, I genuinely don't understand how she's been able to get away with that.
Big Brother doesn't punish people anymore.
Yeah, she, like, whines when Rachel was what was Rachel doing? Like, talk blocking or trying to convince her to, like, not use the veto, and she was like, I'm being bullied. You're being bullied in a game that you signed up to play. That's emotional.
Do you not think that
you're
Rachel
a
uses
super
bullying
fan?
as, like, her tactic in the game?
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily bullying. I think she's just kind of doing what she needs to do. And I guess if it is bullying, you kind of signed up to be bullied. Like you said in the beginning when you were talking shit about Morgan. You signed up for this. Why are you mad that people are bullying you?
Yeah, people complaining about getting
thing.
bullied just means that Rachel's good at it. Right? Vince just didn't put her up because they bullied her. Or bullied him.
What is Rachel's bullying? Staring you down?
Walking into the room with 6 people and saying, if you put us up, we will all come after you next week.
That's the game, though. That's the
bullying,
game.
though.
Well, listen, I know that Vince was crying and saying he was bullying. I know if 6 people walked up to me and said, if you don't make the decision that we want, I mean, that's like what a mafia does, right? I mean,
Just
like,
'cause you don't
which
like
that's,
something
it's
doesn't
not,
mean it's
no.
bullying.
I'm not, it's not derogatory. That's the thing. I think you're saying bullying as like, no, yeah, it is bullying. Good. This is the evil game. You're allowed to be evil here. You're allowed to bully. Yeah, it is bullying. You're right. Lauren didn't get bullied into not using the veto. Good job for her. Vinny did get bullied. It's a tactic. She's saying it in a mean way because it's the same way if someone says, "Oh, they tried to manipulate me." Yeah, that's not bad for you to say. You're just recognizing, yes, that is what you're playing a game where people are doing that stuff.
I didn't find
Shouldn't feel bad about it.
a tweet about Lauren. Really
Lauren should feel bad about it. Rachel shouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Rachel's really good at strong-arming players this season.
Strong-arming, better than bullying.
Yeah, which good for her. I think it was I thought it was very impressive. It didn't end up working, but I thought it was very impressive how she was going to Lauren and basically trying to make Lauren feel bad and do exactly what Rachel wanted her to do. And then she sees Vince and Morgan talking to Lauren, and she comes in and she's like, "Oh, you guys trying to make her do what you want to do? You're such bad people."
That was so
Classy.
good. Like,
yeah,
because it worked. Why did that work? Vince and Morgan should have been like, "Yep, we're playing the game," but instead they were like, and like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's the bullying stuff,
Right.
and it works, and it's awesome, and she should not feel bad about it. Yeah,
I think I'm with you. I think Rachel does use bullying, but like that's not a bad thing. She's using it effectively.
You're supposed to be mean. You're not supposed to be a mean girl like Morgan, but you are supposed to do things that aren't good. That's how you win the game.
There's a difference between like bullying in a game versus like taking it personal. Like I don't know how you are a mother and like
Kelly doesn't deserve to have a birthday.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, right? Where it's like, okay. Yeah, right, and that's, I guess, I wouldn't consider what Morgan's doing as bullying. I'd just consider her a mean girl, and she just says mean things, not as like a tactic, just as a person. That's how she is.
Yeah. I feel like she has been less though. Like her and Mickey splitting up, she hasn't been as mean girl as she used to.
She's exclusively been cuddling with Vinny, so
what's up with them now?
Dude,
that's why
it's
his
a tactic that's
girlfriend
not
is
going to work.
archiving his Instagram pics of her.
Yeah.
Unarchiving?
On
Like
his
showing them on his profile again. She's re-showing the pictures of them together.
on
Oh,
his
why,
Insta
why
when
did
he first
she?
went
Why
on.
did she ever take them down in the first
No,
place?
He
his.
did it, I imagine.
Oh,
So
his
when he
Instagram.
went on there,
Interesting.
it was just pictures of him on there, right? Just pictures of a guy, and he has a girlfriend, whatever. But now his pictures are all them together.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also supposedly she gave the okay to like flirt if it's like good for his game or whatever. I would also feel a little weird if
Yeah,
that was
Of course.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah, if your partner in the house like that, but I don't. As a viewer.
I don't know, like have lines like been crossed?
No.
Do you feel like anything like very
No.
like her name's Kelsey, right?
Yeah.
Like should she feel like bad or betrayed or anything?
If my significant other was doing things like that, I'd be like, that's weird. If I was also like, yeah, you can do stuff like that beforehand, I'd still feel weird about it. I'd probably not watch the feeds.
Yeah.
I'm not one to consider what anyone else's relationship is, and that's fine. I do know it kind of made me feel uncomfortable that they like kept it on while they were doing that stuff, because they were like, I don't know, it was like the Tucker and Rubina stuff last year where it's like, why are you putting us in the bedroom? Like, we know what's going on there. We don't need
But
to like
they weren't
see
doing
it.
what Tucker and Rubina were doing.
No, but it was like intimate though, and like she's sitting there like rubbing his head, and like she didn't. Yeah, I don't
Did
know.
like the under the shirt, like rubbing her shoulders and
Yeah.
like whatnot. So.
Oh.
Which
Okay.
like, I'm not gonna judge them for that. Well, I am gonna judge them for that. I'm not gonna like say morally it's bad. I'll let them decide if that is. I will say it made me feel like a little bit uncomfortable watching it, and yeah, he has a scene from there.
We
So.
should ask our one viewer how they feel.
Did it make you uncomfortable because you just you're scared of intimacy, or because because he's in a relationship?
I just thought she was gonna start being mean to him. So I was like, no.
I don't know. He could like that. You never
Yeah,
know. We
that-
don't know what Kelsey's like.
Yeah.
Listen, what
He
two
definitely responds positively to powerful women. That's what we know out of this
Exactly.
week, for sure.
That's
So
why
that's-
he can't go against Rachel. He likes it.
there you go,
what
Morgan.
two hot people do in the HOH room is none of my business. I
Yeah.
think it's that meme where it's Vince and Morgan, and they're both like, I consent, and they're like, isn't there a third person you have to ask? And it's Allison Grodner.
It's me.
Yeah, it's opposite brain. So I really want to talk about Vince's renom and all of the other possibilities that it could have been. Before we do that, are there any other players that we kind of want to just talk about in general?
No.
Just a quick overview. I didn't get to talk about Rachel. She should win this season. I mean, at this point, like
100%.
the move to take out Reilly, and then immediately following that, she doesn't go on the block when the number one person that she's been targeting all the game is there, and she's not. She's gonna put him up next week if she's there. Yeah, she deserves it at this point. I am like, I was not a Rachel Reilly fan. I don't really like. I don't know. Watching her, she's just the type of person that's kind of mean, but not in the way that Nikki or that Morgan is, but she's made me a fan as far as being a good player, and that's what I'm here to watch, so good for her. I do think that this casting is like really helping her out. I said this like week 2, it's like everyone wants to leave the house so fucking bad. They just want to make themselves a big target. Jimmy, fucking Keanu, fucking Kelly, everyone wants to. So that's helping her out, but she, I think, is going to pull a fucking Derek and not hit the block the entire game and then win unanimously against Keanu. It's gonna be. That's what should happen at this point. Everyone else is too bad of a player. If she goes on the block, it's like she already went past the first test. You guys take each other out. Yeah.
You need to watch season 19
With Paul? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's crazy. She could be dominating even more, and she's getting some pushback, which I think is great for like our viewing pleasures.
Yeah.
But you need to watch 19 with Paul. Like, it will blow your mind.
She also she's made mistakes. Like, I think in the first couple weeks, her trying to have those TV moments, like they did not help her game out at all. And she was a big target. She didn't end up going up because the 3 straight HOHs her side had. But yeah, she stopped doing that, and for a reason, because it was not endearing herself to anyone, and it was really scaring people. And yeah, she definitely is. Like, she's made mistakes, but she has, and also everyone else is bad that it hasn't necessarily.
Her social game has come so far. She has really adapted amazingly to the obstacles and the things, and the fact that she hasn't been up one time, knowing she's a vet, knowing she's won, knowing she's had these multiple arguments in the house with Laura and Keanu, Vince, still has not touched the block. That says something. Her social game and her, like, mind manipulation, so good.
Well, and I
so
think
good.
that maybe something for returning players to think about here is you have like a lot of aura coming into the house as a vet. If you are using a bullying tactic, they're already going to be scared of you. Like, it's probably going to work.
Yeah.
Into jury. Like, she's been considered, but it wasn't really even a worry until this week. And then this week it didn't happen because she had everyone doing the bullying thing. So something to consider for future. I also think it can work out really badly because, as I said before, you can scare the fuck out of people and then they will make the big move really early. Not like production would let them, but yeah, it's a good tactic. It's working out for her.
I think to take it even further than speculating Rachel should win or that she could make it far, I think with how the renom went, it's either Kelly or Catherine going home this week.
Mm-hmm.
That means Rachel's side of the house has a majority now, and even if someone on the other side wins HOH and puts people up from the other side, I think Rachel is one of the most well-insulated and safe on that side of the house, where I think after this week, Rachel is guaranteed Final 5. And if she gets to Final 5, she gets to Final 2. It's not going to be hard for her. She's going to do the work to make herself everyone's number one, and everyone is going to take her, and she also has good comp ability. And I really think this week she might have won the game this week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Love you, Rachel. Aqua.
Yeah, because I think the Ava, Mickey, Ashley, and then Morgan attached to that triad, I guess that's 4 people, they don't like each other individually. All 4 of them are, Mickey and Morgan were friends. I think that they probably will become friends again later on. But like, that is really good for Rachel because she's good with each of those people individually, but they are not good. So going into a Final 6, if that's the Final 6, her and Will are going to sit Final 2, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. If the next 2 weeks 2 people from her side go out, then they go in without that majority. But I don't think there's a way that that's going to happen. I think we're going to have a women's basketball trivia comp. We're going to have a telling everyone that you're the bar exam. Yeah. We're gonna have telling everyone that you're a model. Yeah.
Or a reading.
Should we mention Will? Like, how should we feel Will's doing good, doing bad?
He's in.
I think Will is in.
Who again? Who? Will?
Yeah, oh, did you say who?
No.
Oh.
No.
It was an obvious option for Vinny in the position that he was in to put up Will instead of Kat. That was an obvious thing. He was never included in the Rachel's going to come after you, all that stuff. And he still didn't, because Will is so well positioned that it's just like, I'm not going to do that. It would be way better for his game if Will went home than Kelly. But yeah, I don't think he has a lot of win equity at the end.
Yeah.
You think he's like Cam from last season?
A little bit.
A little bit. I think that like Will and Ava are interesting because they are similar, but they're different. If Ava makes Final 2, she's going to win unanimously against anyone because I don't think it matters.
Ava?
Yeah, I don't think she beats Rachel.
I don't think so.
I think Rachel is specifically the one that she beats. I think that the anti-bet sentiment comes out if she's sitting there because everyone likes Ava. People are going to have a reason to not vote for Rachel, right? And it's but yeah, I think the difference is that Ava, if she doesn't do a single thing the rest of the game and just wakes up in the final 2 chairs, I think she wins. If Will does that, I think that he's Chicken George, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think Will is probably in the best position in the house as far as he's not going to get nominated.
And he's not going to go home if he is nominated.
But I don't think that it's because he is like being proactive. I think he's the only person that isn't making like unnecessary misfires.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I don't know, I was going to say this when you were talking about Vince earlier. I don't think like the best players are the ones who are like never in danger. Like it's pretty much just Derek who got away with that. I think like when you think about Dan or you think about Dr. Will, they were never the safest person in the house. They were just never like the primary target. And I think that Will being the safest person in the house, it's almost a detriment once you get so far into the game where it's, like we've kind of been saying, I don't think he has much win equity, even though, I don't see him touching the block anytime soon.
but also, like, I don't think Will even wants to win. I think he wants that jury money so bad. I think he said that a couple times, and more power to him. Listen, that, I'm fine with that. But yeah, I don't think that he's going to try to push himself like past Final Five, because I don't think he is like really caring that much about it, and so he's going to get what he wants. Yeah, exactly. And more power to him. He's a super fan. I'll take a Final Five spot if I can sit there and just end up there. Yeah. For sure, dude. That's who else haven't we talked about? Oh, Lauren. Yeah. Well, my computer's died. I think Lauren having Zach go home, that was a good decision for her. She obviously makes good reads. She knows how the game works. I don't think she's a great player, but she kind of like Ashley, she's making good reads. She's more active than Ashley is, and when she makes moves, they work. But like a great example is the last 2 nights, her going in there and like pleading with Vinny, trying to do like fucking anything she can, and she's like I haven't seen her like go this hard. Like, she's guilting him a little bit and stuff. It just doesn't work. It's like I said, she's just young and she knows it and everyone knows it and they don't take her seriously, and it's too bad because she knows how to play the game, but she just doesn't have a personality that. I think that she's gonna make like Final 6 probably, but I think she's just gonna go out when everyone on that side. She's a real America Lopez type player, kind of. Yeah, which is too bad because she totally is playing, right? Yeah. It's just she just does not have it about her. Maybe in 5 years she would. I think the age is a huge thing.
What about Kelly? Can we talk about Kelly?
Listen, I might be biased because I have Kelly on my draft. I don't think Kelly is as bad of a player as a lot of people say she is. I think, yes, she dominates herself and puts herself on the block. But I think terrible, but you also have to consider what she's trying to accomplish. And what she's trying to accomplish is being Tucker. And she's kind of done a great job at that.
You have to ask what people's motives are. Is your motive to get out 5th? Will's doing great. Is your motive to be Tucker? You already surpassed him, actually.
Yeah. Do I think that she is a good player at all? No. She went to Vince yesterday and said, I got a crazy idea. What if we try to convince Mickey to use the veto on Ava? Kelly is also on the block. She didn't go to Vince and say, we should try to convince Mickey to use the veto on me. That's how bad of a player Kelly is. But to be honest, I think what she wanted to do, she is accomplishing. And so I got to give her at least that, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a little bit off.
Go for it.
Who do you think is hosting the jury roundtable?
Oh, I thought that was like Taylor's permanent gig.
Oh, really?
I that's what I got the impression of.
Oh, that makes sense.
Chicken George.
Do you think they bring in Tucker?
Doing the
Yeah, probably. No, I didn't know because she's doing the BB Unlocked.
Yeah, it's probably because they're like, well, if we're gonna pay you, you gotta have a full-time job. You gotta do something around here.
I don't see them conflicting with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they make it a 2-person, and maybe they bring in like Taylor and Derek.
That's what I thought too.
BB Unlocked is just the jury house.
Yeah.
Just the jury roundtable. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Awesome.
I could see it working.
Makes sense.
I don't know.
Was Taylor permanently?
That's what I got the impression of last
know.
year.
Yeah, I just kind of assumed because she's still here.
Well, also I heard that like Dr. Will was kind of like retiring from hosting the roundtable, but then I also heard that he just didn't do it last year because he had the Dondi contract.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, maybe he'll be back, or I think it would still conflict this year. So maybe he'll be back, but I kind of just see him being done with reality TV in general.
He was talking about how cringe it is to make that your career, so I could definitely see him throwing
right.
in the towel.
And Rachel thought he was talking about her. I thought he was talking more about like Parvati.
Parvati is what I thought he was talking about.
Yeah, but like Rachel really thought he was talking about her when he said that.
Talking about Taylor, I don't like her as a winner. I don't really think she's even that
straight.
Like a personality, but I do like her being the host of BB Unlocked. This is the thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like she has like, she's super fun to watch or anything like that, but she is a Big Brother winner who has the personality to do something like that and cares enough to do so. And I'm glad that she's there instead of someone else that I like even like, because it's not, I don't know. Probably Kyle should have won that season if not for the racism stuff. I don't feel like anyone else deserved it way over her. I don't really think that she like played incredibly well, and I'm not saying she didn't deserve it.
I think like Michael, Monty, Kyle all would have been like pretty deserving winners.
Michael was a good shot. I think Monty was. I would have felt the same way about Monty as I did with Rachel, where it's kind of like, okay, you were just I don't know. I mean, I guess he was involved in stuff, but I just didn't really think he was that great of a player. He just was on the winning team. And he took out Turner. Turner was better than him. I don't think Turner was going to win it, but I like
for sure was not going to win it. Which, I don't know, I feel like Turner was a decent player. He kind of mostly just did what other people wanted him to do.
He was there for a lot of big moves. He was around when a lot of big moves.
Turner gave us a sick shout out when I got a cameo from him though. So
definitely,
Yeah.
he's the only quirked up white boy on Big Brother recently who hasn't disappointed me. Vince, Joseph, Quinn, what's
Luke?
Luke, Corey. I don't know.
Corey wasn't disappointing. I thought Corey was really good.
He's just kind of mean on Rob Has a Podcast.
He is kind of mean.
He does feel like a douche.
Yeah. I just feel like in real life I'd be like, this guy. Okay, I don't know. I don't need to.
She's sweet.
She just likes America. That's all it is.
I like America. I think she's cute.
I think he's normal. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
He gives me student body president vibes, which are the same
Jace,
vibe. And so does Ashley though. But I like Jace, so you know.
Corey will ask for your hall pass.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Was there?
We kind of strayed from this season. I did really want to talk about Vince's potential renoms. I wrote an entire page about my thoughts about this. Because I think, and maybe this is just my copium because I am a big Vince fan and I'm kind of just committed to rooting for him a little bit. But I think there were 3 main options for his renom. Let's talk about Rachel first. I think there are some pros and cons to putting up Rachel as a renom. The biggest pro, obviously, that is like the biggest resume move. She's the clear front runner of the season. Putting her up and getting her out would have been just the most impressive thing. It would earn respect from everybody in the house, I think. Also, and this is something that I kind of touched on earlier, I think this was the last week to take that shot at Rachel and hit it with pretty good odds. So
the numbers don't work anymore.
Yeah, if Rachel's up on the block, she's getting votes to evict from Keanu, from either Kelly or Kat, whichever one comes off, from Lauren, and from Mickey. And then Vince can break the tie. This was the last week to get Rachel out, and now that it hasn't happened, Rachel is basically guaranteed Final 5 at this point.
Because that's even if you put her up against another one of her teammates now and split their votes, people like Rachel more than
they value her more as a teammate at least.
They want her knowledge of being there before.
I think the only time Rachel goes out if she ends up against Ava, because I just think. Yeah, Ava right now, we know she's not going home, right? And if she was against Rachel would go home against Ava. That's the thing. But I don't think she's going to be up against Ava. So
no. Basically Rachel could only go home if she is up on the block against someone from her own side, and even then it has to be the exact right person. Mm-hmm. And nothing needs to change in the following weeks. I guess maybe could potentially tank her game. She could fuck up badly. We don't know.
She could. Production will help her. Another Pandora's box. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, we have this new competition. It's a hanging from a punching bag endurance competition. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this.
I so expected to not see Vince for the first 12 hours today, and then as soon as he comes out of the room, immediately the nomination ceremony is called. But he did it without all that, so they didn't even have to do that.
Some cons to nominating Rachel. I think Rachel is a valuable shield for Vince, and especially now that Rachel and Vince are kind of working with each other, not pissing her off and keeping her as a number is good. She is someone that's going to be targeted before Vince for the entire other side of the house, the Lauren, Keanu, Mickey, Kelly / Catherine side of the house. So those are kind of the cons to putting up Rachel. I think Ashley probably would have been the best renom possibility because you keep all of those. You keep Rachel for the shield aspect, and also getting rid of Ashley, I think, would actually bring Rachel closer to Vince. Because who else does Rachel have once you get rid of Ashley? She has Will, but Will isn't a super valuable ally to Rachel because he's not winning competitions. He doesn't have very good game relationships with anyone besides Ava, who is already on that side. So getting rid of Ashley, I think, would have brought Rachel closer to Vince, which would have been great. Keeps her as a shield. Also, Ashley is constantly targeting Vince, so you get rid of that threat to you. Also, you can just throw Keanu under the bus to Rachel, and she's basically, you're her number one ally at that point, essentially. I think Vince's mist could work there. He could have pulled that off if he wanted to. And to be honest, I think he is at the bottom of that Judges Alliance. He should have taken a shot at that side of the house this week, and Ashley was the right person to do that with, I think.
I mean, if you're going to flip on the house and then get out not the most powerful person, like I see what you're saying. I definitely think Ashley going home this week would have been great, but Ashley going home is only good if Rachel is on the block against her, right? Like if he puts up Mickey, Ashley, Rachel, right, and then even if Rachel comes off the block at that point, then it's okay if Ashley goes home. But if at this point they've already told you we are going to come after you if you put any of us up, and then you put up Ashley, and then she doesn't go home anyways, then like you kind of just did that. But even if you put up Rachel and you don't, and she doesn't go home, the respect that you get from everyone going on from that, well, they're coming after you regardless. So that doesn't change his fortunes for next week. I think Ashley going home would have been good. I don't think he could have renommed her and had her go home.
Well, yeah, because there would have had to have been two people from that side on the block for one of them to go home.
Yeah.
So because of the initial noms, that entire possibility was kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Which is why Kat, I don't think is as bad of an option as a lot of people think it is. But before I get to that, I want to counter what you said. I think if Vince puts up Ashley and Ashley goes home, Rachel still works with Vince. If Vince puts up Rachel and she goes home, I don't think Ashley works with him.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. I just think that by not putting either of them up, they are not running around the house screaming about it. Whereas if he would have put up either of them, that's what he was going to get from it. And that's what he was trying to avoid with Rachel. He would have gotten the same thing with Ashley going up, just without the payoff of the respect for it. People still would have looked at it like
it wouldn't have been that big resume move that gets him the votes in the jury.
And that's why you put up Rachel. That's why I think that putting up Ashley would have made me happy, but I think that putting up Kat is probably a better move than that, because I don't think she goes home anyways, and then you've gotten them mad at you.
Right. But so realistically, because of his initial noms, I think Kat actually isn't a bad renom. And we've already seen that he still has a good connection with Keanu and with Kelly, so it's not like with Lauren, I mean, not Kelly. So it's not like he even really ostracized himself from that side of the house. He still has those numbers. And Kat was someone that was going to be putting Vince on the block if she won HOH. So he's still getting rid of someone that would be coming for him. The only thing is that just getting her out doesn't do much for Vince. It does a lot more for the side of the house that is trying to target Vince, and that is why putting Kat up, it's really not, it wasn't the best thing, but it might have been the best thing that he still had the option of doing.
But whether or not Kat would put him up is debatable. I've seen people definitely say that. She herself has said that she wouldn't do that, but that's after she didn't win HOH, so we don't really necessarily know. I don't think she'd put him up because no one from that side of the house can have anyone leave at this point and have any of them win the game. I mean, that's the thing, is this is the vital week where one of them goes into the house with a 5-4 advantage. And so I think putting up Catherine is dumb for him because he can't win the game. If Kelly or Catherine goes home this week, he can't win the game because he's not going to have enough votes in the jury house to even win the game. I think Catherine putting him up would be dumb for the same reason. She's definitely not getting any of those votes. I mean, at least Vince is getting Morgan, but she's not getting any of those votes. So, yeah, maybe she'd be so pissed at Reilly going home that she puts up someone who voted for him, and then completely tanks her own game. But I think, I do think that Kat was probably a better move than Ashley. I think Will would have been the obvious move over all of that. I mean, in some ways, like, you even maybe put up Morgan, even though like they're super close. She has flipped over to Rachel's side of the house now, and she's a bigger target than Kelly. And I mean, you don't want either of them to leave, but that wouldn't be a good move for me either.
I completely disagree with that. No. Yeah, I would not put up Morgan if I was Vince.
Yeah, I was thinking because Will isn't a big target, and so that couldn't get it off of Kelly. If you wanted to keep Kelly, the only other person you can put up that isn't Rachel or Ashley is Morgan, but that wouldn't. Why would he want Kelly over at Morgan?
Yeah. I don't know. Who would you guys renom?
Kat.
You think so? You think she's the best option?
Yeah, for what I want, yeah.
Well, okay.
I agree. I think Kat or Kat.
For
Honestly,
Vinny,
who
do you
else?
think that's the best option?
I mean,
Yeah.
she's. I think she definitely would have come for him, and
Yeah.
she's so pissed about Riley going home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think it was necessarily
like,
a bad idea.
Maybe her main target would have been Rachel, but Vince is seeing the block if she's HOH.
Oh,
Well, but
100%.
Yeah.
Nikki and Ava also flipped on after telling them, right? And
That's
like,
true.
I would
That does
argue
help
that
Vince a little
Ava
bit.
and Mickey were closer to Catherine than Vince was.
Yeah, but I think Ava's relationship with her and like just the way that she's been able to play socially, she could slide away from that, especially making that big dramatic like I was bullied into it by Rachel because Kat thinks that Rachel bullies people too and stuff. So like Ava drop off that. Like that's not, you know, and then Mickey is like kind of in the middle of that. I think it's Vince for sure because you know,
Well, so-
and then I have a little bit of confusion though too because I guess I don't hear Kat talk too much game.
She doesn't.
And so like I didn't even know that she knew that Vince was on her side.
Well,
Technically,
She hasn't
you know
even
what I'm
had the
saying?
chance to
You know
talk
what I'm
game
saying?
until
So I
this
was
week.
like, I don't know if to her it was really someone flipping on them. I know he told them that they had the vote and stuff, but
I think an
So I don't know.
important thing to notice here is like Morgan's movement, right? Back over to Rachel's side. Why did that happen? Because that's where the jury votes are,
Walking back
and I think
and
that's
forth.
what
All
with
of it.
with Catherine too. Yes, that sucks, and she's gonna be mad about that. But also, you're 2 weeks out from jury. She can't win the game if if everyone on that side goes in, and I think that she has has an understanding of the game somewhat. I think that this is. People stop looking at except for Vince. Vince, for some reason, decides to play the middle, but everyone else seems to understand. This is the week that there are two sides, and you have to take out those people. So, yeah, we'll never know.
Are you sure that you do not actually have a crush on Morgan?
yeah.
On Morgan?
Yeah.
I do not.
You're-
Well, I think she's hot. I'm not saying she's not hot.
I mean, she's a model.
Yeah,
Obviously.
obviously. No. Yeah, she's just annoying to me, but that's...
No, I do think that Kat was the right choice for Vince, like for his game and just like for my game, because I think that she would have come after him.
Do you think that Catherine going up would have been better than putting Will up?
I've never even really considered Will as a renom option. I
Yeah.
know
Keanu
Keanu,
was
Yeah.
But, like, consider that, right? Because it is a renom.
Well, I think that's a waste of a renom because I don't think Will goes home. All it does is piss off the judges. If someone from the judges goes home, it's either Rachel or Ashley.
But,
Yeah, exactly.
So you think that Catherine is a better move than someone from the other side of the house going out?
Yeah, because if Catherine, if it's the Will renom instead of Catherine, Kelly goes out, which is a number from that side. And so he's losing someone from that side either way. Putting up Will would just piss off the other side. There's no chance he goes home.
So, I mean, again, they didn't ever say anything about Will. So it wasn't part of the thing of if you put up Will, we're going to come after you.
No.
So that wouldn't have, that was the whole thing, is that you can put up Will, not get everyone mad at you, and you're also not putting up your own teammate.
I think it would get...
I think it would get everyone mad at you.
Ava's already up, right? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's not...
that one makes more sense because Ava put him up.
Right.
Even Ava was like, you know what, fair. Like,
Okay,
I
I
get
mean,
it.
I
So
guess
that's
good
why.
excuse for a pawn.
Overall,
because
here's
of
the
that.
thing. Do you think
Yeah.
putting up Will makes them like, oh, yeah, he isn't on our team? Or do you think that they already know that, everyone already knows that, and Vinny is making a dumb decision thinking that they don't know that? Like, if he puts up Will, they're not any more mad at him than if they put up Rachel, or if he puts up Catherine, he's still getting targeted by all of them next week. So it doesn't matter. And at least if Will goes home this week, if Kelly wins the block to Catherine, it's winning the game still. If Catherine goes home, he's just not going to win the
Listen,
game.
just for the storyline, Vince and Rachel and Keanu need to stay in the house as long as possible. That's why the next HOH needs to be Morgan or Lauren or Keanu, because they won't put Vince up. They might put Rachel up, but she's safe, so it doesn't matter. One of those three needs to win the next HOH for my storyline.
Rachel HOH, take out Vinny as the last pre-juror. Please.
No,
That
Vinny
is
needs
the
to be in
story
the
of the
jury.
season.
No,
That's the story of the
he
season.
at least needs to be in the jury.
No, he is. He does.
He's too important to the story of the season. He needs to be there till the end.
It's what's his the dude who played music from 24. It's fucking
Daniel?
Yeah, it's like, no,
Ew.
if you like the show, but then you just you don't learn anything from watching it, you deserve to go out a pre-juror. If you are making moves to be a pre-juror, or to be a juror, you deserve to go out of the house. I don't want to fucking play with that shit. And that's what he did right there. He just lost his chance at winning the game so that he can guarantee that he's going to go out ninth, or as the first juror. Dumb, stupid. I don't like him. Explode on sight.
Yeah, if I see Vince, it's on site.
Yeah, for sure. Ripping that fucking mustache off his face.
He would look better without it.
Yep. There's a picture. There's a
Yeah.
sticker.
I disagree. I think the mustache adds to his
Really?
face. Yeah, I also like him with the beanie.
That's
he
just
has hair. He's not balding. Why are you wearing a beanie?
our good
For the
friend
style.
Tyler. Yeah,
He's a
punk.
skater boy.
Yeah,
She said, "See you later, boy."
he's a punk. She's making fun of us for being bald. Don't listen to her.
I don't know. There's just something about a guy that wears a beanie all the time that gives dirty, and you wear a beanie and you have a fuck ass mustache.
That is a description
Listen,
of
Tyler,
all of our
do not
friends.
listen to her.
Every single person we were friends with, she just described. And this is her fiance, by the
At
way.
least Tyler has a
That
job.
describes
Did you
all of our
forget
friends.
that, Vinny has been unemployed just since March. So it's like not. Yeah.
He
I
quit to
assume-
go on Big Brother.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
assume
I mean-
that he actually is like a trust fund kid and he works as like a web developer or
They've
something like that.
they've cast unemployed people before. Like I think BB24 Kyle was technically unemployed,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like he just made TikToks and he made a good amount of money from making TikToks.
Still does.
Still does, yeah.
It's crazy. You got anything else?
That was all that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, my last point was just that Rachel, Vince, Keanu, they need to stay in as long as possible. They are the main characters of this season, and the storyline dies as soon as one of them goes. So I need all three of them to stay in as long as possible.
Should we get final predictions on who's getting evicted?
Kelly. If she doesn't win a blockbuster.
Yeah,
But
it's,
she said she's throwing to Kat.
did she really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, dude, she wants to go home so bad.
I think it's gonna be Kat, just because I think
Okay.
I don't know. Kelly's gonna pull it off. She's done enough bullshit this season.
Do we think Catherine defends Riley once she gets out of the house?
Oh, for sure.
I can't
For
decide.
sure.
I don't think
so.
that she'll be like, oh, he deserves all this. I don't know that she'll like defend him or like. But I don't think she thinks what happened was a very big deal. That's how it comes off.
I think she'll defend him, and I think they'll probably be together for at least a bit after this.
They'll go on Amazing Race.
Have another baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not
Another
gonna go
one.
on Amazing
While
Race.
they're on Amazing Race.
Yeah, CBS probably isn't bringing Riley back
I
anytime
don't know.
soon.
Kyland went on. Well, I guess Kyland wasn't only crashed out at the end when he got evicted. so-
Listen, I also think the whole thing with Kyland, there's this whole Xavier is like, oh, you're disrespecting my nephew. No, he wasn't. He just he just acknowledged that your nephew was a person that existed. And that was enough to set Xavier off. I don't think Kyland really did fucking anything.
Okay, there are people in the world who like get fucking pissed when you mention that their family exists. Another example is Eric from season 6. Just
Cappy?
like, oh,
Yeah.
you know that my wife is alive? Ah, I'm mad now.
Right.
I don't get it. I also think that like Kylan knows that he's that type of guy. He was trying to be a dick, but
Yeah,
by being a dick, he was just like, you have a relative who's alive. You're right. It's dumb to be mad about, but he was trying to get him mad because he knows he's that type of guy. Both of them are dumb. Derek should have won that season. The only time I did.
I vote to evict.
Yeah, no, I vote, yeah.
Derek X is who I meant.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Final thoughts. I hope it's Kelly next.
Same.
Yeah, I hope I hope Vince is next. I don't really care who goes out this week now. I want Vince to go out next week. And I want it to be a double. I thought we were going to double last week. Give us a double. Let Vince go out as the last pre-juror. Lock in.
Yeah, I think we could maybe get a double next week where like the second person evicted is the first juror. I think more likely we're getting the first double in 2 weeks. Which that's going to be so fucking high.
Rachel said something about 2 doubles in jury.
Yeah.
And I just have to think that her being they probably just told her because her job is doing the job that all production does. So.
Dude, another thought that I had, we were talking about this last night about how there's only like 5 or like 4 weeks left after this and there's still going to be 10 players. What if Survivor did this a long time ago? What if Big Brother is making a transition to a Final 3 format instead of a Final 2?
Oh,
I don't
interesting.
like that.
I don't like that either, but it could be what's happening because they're either going to need like a triple eviction or they're setting up a Final 3.
They have been
Triple
changing a lot the last
eviction.
few years. So.
Yeah, I'm not a huge. I was never a huge Final 3 fan in Survivor when they made that change, but I think I see a little bit of value in it because of a season that I watched with the season that Tony wins in Kagayan. It's like Tony and Wu are the final 2, and it's a scenario where there is only one person worth voting for in that final 2, whereas if it was a final 3 that season, it wouldn't have just been a landslide Tony win. It would have been split between Tony and this other person, and you don't go into the finale with this foregone conclusion of who's going to win. Like if someone like drags a goat to the end, you avoid that in a final 3 a little bit. That is the saving grace. That is the one thing about the final 3 that I see a little bit of value in, but still as a whole, I prefer the final 2.
Can we go back to our Big Brother game and do a Final 3?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's even the perfect example. If we did a final 3 in our game, Jace wouldn't have just won unanimously against Shane. It would have been split between you and Jace, and actually you probably would have won in a landslide.
And I think one thing about Big Brother, and this is, I hate the fact that competitions play a role in, I wish that instead of competitions, it was just a spinner and they just spun it and it was completely random, because it makes this thing where a Final 3 would make sense because oftentimes the best player in the game goes out 5th or 3rd because of comps and because everyone knows that person is the best player in the game, and if they aren't just able to unilaterally vote someone out like you are in basically 5-4-3, then they wouldn't get voted out by everyone. But because of how that happens, you win a comp, you can just say, well, I know I'm going to lose to them, and then so I see the thing with that. I just in general think that at the end of the game, the vote, there should be like multiple votes. It shouldn't just be like for who the winner is. You should like maybe rank who the best player is. I don't know exactly how it would work out, but
point system.
Yeah, or something like, because a jury vote is different than the entire rest of the season. You're playing a different game for that vote than you are the rest of the season, which I don't like. And a lot of the times, the best player doesn't win because of dumb stuff, and I wish you should be able to honor that.
I know. Raw.
She lost in the vote to me, by the way, so she can claim that. I won the vote fair and square by writing my game down on a whiteboard.
Our homegrown Daniel Reyes.
Both of you.
Listen, I just got caught off guard because I had a bitter jury and they were sucking the soul out of me, and that's why you got me with the talk. Okay?
That's what you can say. I didn't make anyone mad.
Roll the tapes.
And then no one was bitter at me.
Yeah, Max.
I don't know. Maybe it was a plan.
For everyone, for all one. Do we still have our one viewer?
Yeah,
I think it's a bot.
Yeah, for our one viewer that might have been a bot. Max really won that game because he brought a prop. He brought the whiteboard, and he made that Jag speech at the end.
Yeah.
And Dej was also caught really off guard.
The night before, I had listed everyone's eviction order in the way that I wanted to go, and like I was off by like 1 or 2 people only. And then I made an awesome speech, and then the whole game I didn't piss anyone off because I didn't win HOH or anything the whole time. Listen, this is okay. For an example, I think the whole part of this game is being self-aware. I know my friends. I know that if I win a competition and be happy, they're all going to hate me and vote me out next week. So in order to win the game, I had to be sad the entire game and never be happy. I also had a thing going with one of my friends where we pretended like we were against each other and we weren't, and then I voted him out. So there were lots of plans there, but the point is here, it was well thought of. Bitter jury. I planned on a bitter jury.
Yeah, he was saying that that it's like that playing games. But I do also think if you, Elisa, didn't have to leave early that first game, I also think the end outcome could have been different.
Yeah, fuck you, Max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck you.
Listen. If ifs and buts could suck my butt, I don't know, something like that.
Where was I on that eviction list?
I think right when you went out.
Oh, really?
I think it was fifth. I think.
On my left.
Yeah. So, I think who I was wrong about is because 2 people didn't show up who were supposed to show up.
Yeah.
And then I planned on Alec going out first, and I planned on Emily going right behind him. But I think I planned on Chase going out right after that, and then he ended up going out 2 rounds after that.
Did you plan on you and Dej final 2?
No, I did. That's one of the other ones. I was planning on Morgan being my final 2 and then me beating Morgan, but then I voted him out. So,
Damn, not even Maddie?
No.
Well, shit.
She knew my plan. I couldn't have her there. I told her, you're going out final 3. I think she went out 4, but...
Yeah.
That's the game. That's the game.
And we're sticking to it.
Anyone have any concluding thoughts?
Godspeed.
Vince needs to go. Morgan, turn it on, and I'll start liking you if you can stop being a mean person. That's it.
Rachel forever.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Rachel should win.
Rachel needs to win the season for me to be happy about it at this point.
But-
I mean, if Vince can pull it out, I'll be stoked. But I'm sorry, bro. I don't think you can. It's got to be Rachel at this point.
He's burned me at this point. He can't come back from this. I don't even care if he does win.
I'm still gonna laugh at the fact that our draft, if Rachel wins.
Yeah, Jace
Yeah.
wins by default.
Yeah.
I should have
So-
traded him for Adrian when I had the chance.
You-
I
really
had first
should've.
pick in our draft. I picked Zay because he's from Utah. Who was number 2 to go out? Oh, Amy. That was
Amy.
Yeah,
one
nobody
that
took Amy.
Nobody picked Amy.
Jace got him as a.
Well,
Yeah,
true.
So.
Who else's number 1 pick went out already?
Me.
Oh,
Yeah,
you picked Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
My
She-
number 3 went out.
Riley?
Oh, no, you got
Adrian.
Riley.
Oh, and my number 3 went out. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So you
I was stuck between Amy and Riley. Were my left 2 choices
Yeah.
left, and I was
so you only have Ava
I only
left.
have Ava.
Okay.
I have Keanu and
Not
Lauren.
terrible.
I still have Vince and Kelly, which neither are winning the game at this point.
Yeah.
I have Morgan, Ashley. So,
Yeah, it
I
sucks.
don't know, unless they.
To be
unless
honest,
they
you
turn
might have the
on.
best odds of winning the draft. Yeah.
Maddie has
Kat
Kat.
and Will.
and Will.
Will.
Yeah, not looking good. Yeah, actually, I think. Yeah, you're the.
Oh, I guess Mickey too. Mickey isn't gone yet.
Oh yeah. She still has all 3. That's right.
Oh wow.
I picked Keanu instead of Mickey. Look at me. Now it looks okay. Up until right now, it's looked like a terrible decision, but.
I could see Morgan turning it on, honestly, if she would just stop being so. I like Vince.
Yeah.
And I could see her really, going and getting there.
I could see Morgan turning into a player in the second half that I really root for.
If she can really get a good relationship with Ava, because I don't know. I mean, her relationship with Ashley is okay. Her relationship with Rachel, I don't think is getting that much better than it is, because she put her on the block and that's just that. But with Ava, she doesn't really have anything, and that's the person on that side of the house that would probably vote for someone over her. Just a thought.
Hear ye.
Well, we're going to find out on Thursday.
Big brother.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
I am excited to see what the blockbuster comp is.
Yes.
Still deciding whether or not I like it as an addition to the show. I go back and forth on
Same.
that. Yeah.
I will say the theory of it being people are picking off the hit list is not true. I mean, the wrong people keep on winning competitions, but there's a theory online that with the blockbuster you start just having a list and people go out one by one, and that's not happening this season. Will's still here, Kelly's still here, Keanu's still here, and they haven't hit the block recently. I don't know.
Yeah, it discourages the large alliance, which I am fond of, but it also, I think, kind of favors the comp beast, which I'm not fond of. I don't know. I am also bummed. I think Adrian went out a little too soon. It's like this year's Cedric.
Too
I just
bad.
feel a little too bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
To do the wall.
I know. I mean, to be honest, I know of 2 other players who have said that they have set up Big Brother competitions in their backyard, and those players are Alyssa from 24, who was in the Showmance with Kyle, and America, who both...
Jag also.
Jag setup competitions?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right, well, maybe my theory is defunct then, because I was going to say 2 of the worst competition performers of all time are the only 2 people who have ever bragged about setting up comps in their backyard.
Yeah, his
We
intro
just-
packet has him setting up comps in his backyard.
All right, well, Jag, you know what? You're the one and only.
Sorry.
I was straight up saying that week before Adrian went out, it's like, if Adrian can make it out of this vote without going home, I think that he was in a position, and like it was making me think a lot of Dan in season 12, where he's in this bad position, but he's playing the middle between these 2 sides that are establishing themselves. And if he could have stayed that week and then started really play and not just bend the target, I think he was, the type of guy he was, if he had it in him, that could have been really good. But didn't happen. Went home. Should have won a comp.
About the flipping chickens.
That just means we need to go so we can brag and say we played Big Brother at home. But will we go out like week 3?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, America made it, jury.
That's true. America.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah, thank you for checking out the Jury House podcast.
This has been the Jury House Podcast.
Bye.
Follow